If you are in the market for a new home, be glad that you're watching the show this morning because Mark Hite is here with the Mark Hite team, and really be you a buyer or a seller. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. That's what Shakespeare said. But we're going to say you can be a buyer or a seller.
Absolutely.
And you can help.
Yeah. Today is a great day to invest in real estate.
I think it's really good that you came in and you sat down and you said, look, I want to be honest today because there's good news, but there's also kind of bad news. And if you want to interpret it as bad news, sales are slowing a little bit. Is that right?
Absolutely. We have been in an overheated market for several years. And so really, we're in a bit of a correction, if you will. So the real estate numbers some are up and some are down. In fact, because sales actually declined for the 6th out of the last 7 months.
But you know, I guess maybe it's all how you want to see things. I don't think that's so bad because that's a big purchase to make and people shouldn't be rushing into it, should they? You know,
COVID forced many people to make decisions. You know, they had to work from home. They needed more space. They were homeschooling. Their children were fully there. So we saw a lot of purchases take place because they had to. So we're now correcting back to a market where people are making a move because of more traditional reasons.
Right.
You know, birth, death, divorce. You know, it's not like the world is turned upside down.
And everything's frantic.
Frantic, yeah, good word. And that's when we saw those prices going absolutely crazy.
However, even though the sales are down, new listings are up. That's odd to me.
Well, when we look at comparison to this year to last year, you know, we've been in a market, Julie, where, you know, people there were no houses. We were running on a daily basis back in February, March, April, about 650 houses available for sale. And this morning we've got over 1,800.
Right.
So the number of new listings coming to market actually were up 11% last month. And that also meant that the amount of available inventory respectively was up compared to last year.
Okay, I want you to explain that to me because if it's a new listing, oh, I see, because something could be available that's been on the market for say a month. Right. And then the new listing has just gotten, I gotcha.
Yes, so the amount of available inventory, we've been growing gradually. So we hit our bottom in February and stayed there around 630, 640 houses. And then we hit 1,000 on May the 19th. And so it's been gradually growing all summer.
You know, our topics have changed over the course of COVID. And I'm remembering now that one of the things we used to talk about in pre-COVID days was how quickly or how long houses would stay on the market with you and your team.
Right.
So when you're talking about the available listings, what is your average closing time?
So what we're seeing is it's still very rapid. Still about 17 or 18 days.
Before the offer comes?
Before the contract, yes.
Wow.
So, but what that also means, Julie, is there are houses that are coming to market that haven't gone under contract. So we're going to begin to see this number grow in the coming months because the market tells you immediately if there is a buyer for your house.
Some people get overwhelmed rather easily, and it seems like I remember having some conversations with people, even just casually, that they were almost intimidated to sell their house a year ago because they weren't prepared for the inundation of offers. They didn't know what to do with it.
Or where are they going to go? That was a big challenge because when you got 600 houses to choose from, if you sold your house in a day, where are you going to go?
Right.
So what we see now is that days on the market is beginning to grow, and we see the amount of available inventory growing. So if you do sell your house, you price it right for the condition, it will still sell. Where are you going to go? Well, there's more choices.
Right. Talk about the month of October, because I don't think you're going to come up for air this month. You've got your hands in a lot of things right now.
October, we're having a really good month as it relates to sales. October looks good, and we've also got a lot of philanthropic things going on. It seems like a month where a lot of good is being done in the greater Chattanooga area.
So you're part of, breast cancer is always something that's close to your heart.
Oh, it absolutely is, and you wearing pink today is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I do serve on the CHI Foundation Board, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so we are very thankful to be sponsoring the Mary Ellen Locher buses this month.
Awesome.
And they are all over our community. You can go online, just start typing in MaryEllenLocher.com, and one of the top searches is going to be bus schedule.
Go ahead, sorry.
And find where it's coming close to you, or maybe a friend, because, you know, as we saw this last week with Katie Couric on the national media, raising awareness, the importance of early detection.
Right. With your involvement in the community, that I'm sure trickles down to your team because they then become aware too of more and more things that happen in the community. Chattanooga has changed. The look of it has changed. The people chose to come here during COVID. So do you often get questions from new buyers in town wanting to know about the fabric of our community? You can talk about that.
Absolutely, because the community is more than a job. It's more than the river. It's more than, you can add that so many different, commas there. But the fabric of our community, I think fundamentally is a good place that likes to give a hand up to community members.
Right.
And so, there's lots of places that you can get involved, whether you're new or you're old to Chattanooga.
You do have it set up with your team where people kind of specialize. So if you're selling your home, there's someone within your team that will specialize in just that aspect. Buyers, same way. And that helps people, right?
You become an expert. Whether you're buying or selling, if you do that job all day long, just like you're the best interviewing in town, but that's because you do this every single day. So the same is true in real estate. If you're practicing finding homes, looking for new listings, or prospecting for listings for your clients, then being a buyer's agent is a great specialty to have.
Well, thank you for the compliment. And here's where you can find him. Mark Hite and the full team. 265-0088 is the office number. Online, it's markhitehomes.com. And if you're not following him on Facebook, do, because he's always letting you know about new things happening within their business and houses coming on the market. Great to see you.